coach said today. So I don't know whether Oliseh, has really followed the career of this guy.
But he will gain fitness in camp.
But in my opinion, I think we need a younger player, a younger goalkeeper, who we can, give a longer period to understudy Vincent Enyama. A 29-year-old goalkeeper, coming. I don't know how he's going to give competition, stiff competition to Vincent Enyama.
I know, but let's sometimes when some of these players see this opportunity to wear the green, white, green colors of this country, it spurs there. And you see, for me and the goalkeeping option, what's wrong with Daniel Akpeyi?
Well, there's nothing
wrong with Femi Thomas.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely
and the young boy from Sunshine Stars, from
Ikechukwu,
there's nothing wrong with any of those as options as well. But I mean, sometimes goalkeepers are unfortunate to be in the same generation. For many years, there was a fellow called Ronald Waterroos, who was the understudy to Edwin van der Sar. Excellent goalkeeper for PSV Eindhoven. Yeah. But because of the fact that Edwin van der Sar was just, exceptional.
That's the word.
Waterroos never got a look into the Dutch national team. They were of the same generation, the same age, the same everything. Yeah. But after he got the point, Waterroos resigned. Same thing, ditto in Germany. Remember, they had Oliver Kahn and his what's the one that kept Jens Lehmann as well. Both of them over the same generation, the same age, but. They kept none was exactly number one for many years because of the fierce competition between them. And so if you have a goalkeeper who's 29 and another one who's in his 30s, remember about how what's his name, Vincent Enyama is threatening, has been threatening in the past that it's about time. If you call time on his career, if he gets another capable, experienced understudy, then maybe the vacuum wouldn't be felt
not with a goalkeeper that is injury prone. You read his statistics.
Yes.
This guy is injury prone. Femi Thomas was, for me, fantastic for Eibar against Bayelsa, last weekend.
He keeps getting better with every game.
There was this goal,
confidence is
last minute goal that Bayelsa would have scored, out of the blues. I don't know how you saved that ball.
Akpeyi too, also one of the stars of the Nigerian Premier League as well. Ikechukwu Ezenwa continues to garner plaudits every season. I don't know, but
we're not coaches. We're not coaches. Quick updates: the game between Liverpool and Bournemouth. Tune Koiki will like this one. It's Liverpool 1, Bournemouth 0. Christian Benteke in the 26th minute got that goal for the Reds. So it's looking good. Let's see if they can hold on to that. But Barcelona are still struggling to get the first goal against Atletico Bilbao. Let's still stay with Nigerian football. Today, at the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the Nigerian Football Federation brought new coach Sunday Oliseh to the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Pictures right there on your screen. From Amaju Pinnick, the president, the first vice president, Sheyi Akiwumi to the second vice president, Shehu Diko, there's Ibrahim Gusau, Ademola Olajire, chairman of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Oscar Onyema, just to let people understand that the rebranding process of Nigerian football is on, and for the Nigerian Football Federation today, they say it's about time to start making our football profitable.
Well, I think it was a master stroke by the Nigerian Football Association to bring Sunday Oliseh, to make him the new poster child for Nigerian football. I mean, he's everything that you probably want as your front man. He's personable, he's sophisticated, he's charming, he's educated. He speaks 4 or 5 different languages, I think. He's very experienced. So, I mean, he's the kind of person that, corporate Nigeria would want to relate to. And that is why, they are making him the face, or the new face of Nigerian football. They're trying to get the private sector to buy into their plans, to think of Nigerian football as as a product worthy of placing your trust and your money in, and not the drain pipe or the black hole that it used to be in the past. And they're looking for ways to partner corporate Nigeria. And the best way to do that, in their opinion, is to go to the home of corporate Nigeria, which is the Nigerian Stock Exchange, where the Nigeria's biggest companies are quoted, to meet with top-level executives, network, show them their ideas, their plans, the possibilities that exist in Nigerian football, and basically drive home the fact that while we're having change at the center of Nigerian political life, there's also change at the center of Nigerian football.
Totally agree with you. And Onya, I'll get you talking, but let's listen to Sunday Oliseh. We needed to understand what was going on with Nigerian football and the changes it could bring to football in Nigeria. He spoke to us so much. He spoke about. Let's listen to Sunday Oliseh. I'll come back. We'll get your reactions. Stay with us.
We brand it first by having our own style of play. And we can brand it, and when I mean our own style of play is that what we're good at. And that's athleticism and, a lot of creativity up in front of goal. And having our own style of play where we play as a team. There was a time Nigeria scored, you saw the team dancing because you see there was so much getting along. That is something that we are going to try to do, but it all boils down to the players. And we don't have star players anymore. That I must be honest and I must be blunt. It's going to be very difficult. It's a Herculean task ahead of me and my crew. But one thing we do have is that we got potential. And it's up to us to harness that potential, and hopefully that will work out for us.
How difficult was it for you to accept this job?
Very difficult. Difficult because in as much as I wanted to stay away, it's my country. It's my homeland. And I am what I am not because of Europe, I'm what I am because of Nigeria. And that's, I think it was, you see, this is the thing that I think young people have to understand. You're a good player in your club. A good friend of mine once told me, I have the biggest regret in my life is that I never played 1 minute in the World Cup. And that good friend of mine was voted the World Player of the Year. I'm talking of George Weah. So that tells you how important the national team is. In Europe, you are not a very marketable material for the clubs if you're not a commanding player in your national team. And if your national team is good, people sniff into your local league and they try to buy in players. So don't be surprised if the exodus of players is not so overwhelming and alarming as it was in the 90s because of the fact the national team is not doing well. So it's kind of like linked together. And if we don't understand that, we're deceiving ourselves. The camp is open for everybody. We're starting up now with 23 home-based players. And we have to cut it down from 62. From 62 home-based players that we had in the pool, then we had to sit down with, especially Salisu was brought in, who is one of my assistant coaches, who knows the league. Aloyagu was brought in, who's one of the part of the golden generation. Jean-Francois is brought in, who's been in Africa for 2 years, And we've also had, I think we have youth now. I'm not criticizing the past administration of the NFF, but we have youth now in the helms of affairs. So that means that there are people also who can move around. So they've moved around also. And so for that reason, the home base shouldn't be afraid. But there are certain things that we'll be asking of every player that we cannot waver because you're a home base or because you have no. For example, if you are a defender and you don't defend well, I cannot just pick you because you're home based. You have to be able to do certain things, one-on-one situations, be able to manage it, be able to, all those kind of things. So if you can do that, if we don't take you, it's not because you're home based. It's because the other person who's coming in and playing it is doing it better. Because don't forget, I want to win. Nigerians want to win. So if you're playing, it's because we want to win. So we're not going to play you in to favorize you. No, not at the detriment of 170 million people. And they will eat up my neck if I don't play the best.
That's it. Super Eagles coach Sunday Oliseh. That's what I know a lot of Nigerians will remember. They will eat off his neck if he doesn't succeed. It's a mixture of different things. But one thing, touched me. It says no more star players, but there's hope. We have potentials.
Yeah, that's a big task for him. He talked about the golden generation when players moved straight from here into mainstream Europe and tied down juicy contracts, and that was because the national team was doing so well at that time. And that's is very, very right. When you are playing in Europe and you are not in the national team, they look at you as a player that is not up to standard. So I think the task for him is to make the national team play so well so that our players will find their way straight into Europe instead of going to Asia, and backwater countries in Europe. So I want to agree with him on that. When you don't have star players, you have to build the team like a unit so that they will play together as a unit. And I think that's the way to go.
Today, it was good to hear him say, first thing first, we need to have a style of play. Back in the day, we know the way our Super Eagles play. We've not been seeing that in recent times. But then again, he spoke well for the home-based players. And then he tried a challenge to them. We're not going to use sentiment because you play your football here. If you're not giving us standards,
it must be good enough,
then we're not going to pick you.
I think what he said also applies to the foreign-based players as well. I mean, if you're not good enough, if you can't cut it at this level, and we find a player who plays for Warri Wolves or Imba or Aqua United who's much better than you, then I would gladly